Perfect. Okay, well, welcome to our Montana Council National Jamboree information webinar, and glad some of you are able to join us here. And feel free to spread the word about the things that you hear tonight. My name is Terry Dutton. I'm the Director of Support Services for Montana Council and part of the support team for our contingent to the Jamboree in 2023. Along with us here on the call, we have Paul Rogers and Andy Mickelson, who are members of our Jamboree Planning Committee. And we also have Scout Dillon, who's signed up for the Jamboree and going to tell us a little about what he's excited about for this year for the Jamboree when we get to that point. What we are planning to cover tonight are a few pieces of important information for everyone about the Jamboree, including the general itinerary, the facts about the trip, the activities that we're doing, the eligibility standards for attending the Jamboree, how to register, the costs, the trips that we're going to be doing, and of course the Jamboree itself. And of course, Jamboree expectations is an important thing that we'll talk about with regard especially to travel and participation in the Jamboree event. So I'm going to turn it over to Andy Mickelson, who's going to move forward from here for a couple of slides.
All right. Thanks, Terry. So let's talk about Summit Betchel Reserve. The Summit Betchel Reserve is located in the wilds of West Virginia. It's kind of a south central area, but anyway, it'll be your home for the 2023 National Jamboree. So we get a lot of questions. What is Summit Betchel Reserve? Well, the summit is nearly 11,000 acres, bordered by another 70,000 acres of the New River Gorge National Preserve. It's almost 125 square miles that are accessible to the Scouts. That's a pretty amazing chunk of land. The summit itself has 1,300 feet of elevation difference. And if you know what that means that the summit has the ability to be the home of the longest combined zip line in the world at 5.5 miles of total zip lines on the facility. It's also been the home for 2 national jamborees in the past. One in 2013 and one in 2017. Each of which had more than 40,000 Scouts attend. If that's not enough, the summit is also home to the second largest outdoor skate park at nearly 5 acres, the second largest BMX facility in the country at almost 13 acres, and the third largest combined rifle, shotgun, pistol venue in the country to include 116 archery lanes. All of those activities are going to lead to Summit Betchel being the place to be in 2023. So we've got your attention going on that. It's going to be a good time. I want to turn it over to Paul, who's going to talk about a couple more things about what Jamboree is.
Thanks, Andy. Jamboree is an adventure. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to experience, Jamboree will have it for you. It's a zip line. If it's mountain biking, if it's archery, as all those things Andy mentioned, the Jamboree has it. And is it virtual? Is it imagination? No, it's your experience. We have a little quick promo video. I'm going to stop my screen share and Terry's going to share his, and then we will continue on. Terry?
Yep, let me get this loaded up here. Okay. Sorry, it still thought you were sharing. Okay, am I looking full screen for everybody? Great.
Looks good.
That was so good. That was awesome.
Awesome. Awesome. So you saw a lot of the things that were there for Jamboree. Well, let's talk about them for just a second. if I can get my slide to work. Nope. There we go. The experience of a lifetime. Again, whatever you want, whoever you want to meet. There will be potentially 40,000 scouts there, each one different in location and culture, and can share all of their scouting experiences as well, and turn it into the experience that you can have, one that you'll remember for a lifetime. Dylan is one of our scouts who's registered, and I'd like to bring him in for just a moment and have him discuss, what he's looking forward to and why he decided to go to the Jamboree. So Dylan?
Hi. One of the biggest things I'm looking forward to when I go to National Jamboree here is getting to meet all of those scouts from all over the country. And I'm really excited about the Washington, D.C. tours. I'm super interested in like all that history. So that's like right up my alley. I wanted to attend next year because it's just that opportunity of a lifetime where I can go and have fun and meet all of these people that I would never get to meet otherwise, and spread the word of scouting. And everything that I've heard about past jamborees, and especially this location, is that it's just amazing. And if I would recommend other scouts, it's might be your only chance to go, is this time. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to learn new things and meet new people, and it'll be amazing. I would totally recommend it to anybody who can go.
Awesome. Thanks, Dylan. We look forward to seeing you there. You saw a lot in the video, but what else can you expect when you show up to National Jamboree? Stadium shows. You can expect a lot of visitors. The President of the United States has been to previous Jamborees. You saw Bear Grylls at the last in the video there. They come and they perform, and there's a lot of guest speakers and things as well. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie, not only with scouts, but with big names from the public and celebrities. Patch trading, that's a huge one. That's one my family is super excited about. For those of you meeting people from all across the country, here's your chance to take the best from Montana and exchange it and meet new people and come home with a whole collection of patches. I know when I attended the Jamboree in 1989, I came home with a whole bag of council patches from people I had met all over the country. Adventure sports, plenty of that. The skate park, the archery, the climbing walls, the river rafting. Anything you can desire is probably going to be found at the National Jamboree. The Summit Center. This is a great place to learn about scouting's history. There's a chance here as well for families, if they're in the area, to come visit for the day. But the Summit Center is a great opportunity to learn more about scouting, and just a great gathering place for Jamboree activities. Aquatic adventures. We saw the kayaks, we saw the river rafting, we saw the big inflatables. Any kind of aquatics, we will have it at the Jamboree. Merit badges. Scouting is about learning. Scouting is about achieving and earning those merit badges. So there will be merit badge classes and opportunities to advance and to learn things and work on merit badges if you so choose at the Jamboree as well. And in general, camp life. It's just a great opportunity. Each contingent, a boys contingent and a girls contingent, will have their own separate campsites, all set up. We'll talk a little bit more about the gear and things that are coming later, but they will be separated, but yet you get to interact, and you'll be right next to troops from potentially elsewhere across the country. So each group will get to meet, to mingle, to hang out, and to enjoy all the social aspects that a Jamboree can provide. Eligibility, let's talk about that. For youth program participants, you must be a current BSA member, pretty straightforward. And you must be 12 years of age by the first day of the Jamboree, but not reached your 18th birthday. You do have to apply through the council. We'll talk about the application process here in a little bit. And you must have, obviously, the parent and guardian consent as well. We'll have pre-Jamboree training experiences where we get to know our Montana Council contingent, but long before we go. So we'd like participants to be involved in that. so that they get to know who they're traveling with, not only to the Jamboree and who they're going to meet there, but who they're going to meet from their own state. You have to have obviously your annual health and medical record dated after July 1st of 2022. And then obviously submit all registration fees and council's payment schedule. There is also young adult program participants. So if you are over 18, but have not reached your 21st birthday, you can register as a young adult program. Same sort of rules apply with the membership. You must be 18 years of age, but not 21. You must be housed as an adult due to the age. That's just to make sure we have our youth protection in order as well. All of the same records and requirements apply: approval by the council, the Jamboree experience, pre-Jamboree experience, and the medical records and payment schedules. For adults, there's also Jamboree service team, people who can go and help the Jamboree run. Should you have an adult who's interested in attending, but maybe isn't selected for a leadership position within our contingent, they can still attend and be a part of the Jamboree service team. Obviously, great leaders make even a greater adventure. And so if you know of an adult who's interested in serving, or a young adult who's interested in serving, the Jamboree service team is also a great opportunity. Registration is now open. And so I want to let Andy talk a little bit about that, and I'll turn it back over to him.
Thanks, Paul. So registration is a two-part process. First, what you're going to do is you're going to head over to the National BSA website. So if you go to that jamboree.scouting.org and follow the links, there's a big blue button right in the middle of the screen that says register. If you click that, it's going to ask you a few very simple questions. And basically, once you've completed that, you're going to get a confirmation code. The way this whole thing works out is you're going to register with the national site first, and then you're going to proceed to the Montana Council website at the link shown below there and continue your registration. The first registration, like I said, will get you a confirmation code that will come via email. You'll enter that at the Montana Council site. At that point, you're typically going to be required to make your $500 deposit. And then it will also give you more information about the payment schedules and what dates those payments are required to in order to keep up to date on that. Right at the moment, what we're looking at for the 2023 National Jamboree program is a program cost of $3,950. That price tag basically is going to include all of the National Jamboree fees. So all of the fees that National is charging to each individual are going to be included in that $3,950. Your Jamboree patches and your council patches, those will be included. It'll be round trip airfare from several sites in Montana to a common meeting place, and then from there into Washington, D.C. So all of your airfare and ground transportation is included. It's going to get your meals to and from Jamboree. So the couple of days before the Jamboree starts, we're going to cover all of the meals on that. The same thing with your hotels before and after the Jamboree. All of the troop and crew gear. So we've got to provide tents and cots, that type of thing. Any of the equipment that you'll need to have on site that's outside of your personal equipment will be provided. So that's all included in that $3,950 program cost. So to kind of bounce into our tentative agenda, this is kind of a carryover from where we were here a couple of years ago. It was a great plan then, and still going to be a good time. So what we're looking at doing is on that Monday, we will fly out of Montana from whichever local area you're at. We'll have coordinate that flight effort, and we'll arrive and group back up in Washington, D.C. Scouts aren't going to fly by themselves. That's not the intention here. So we're not going to just tell you to drop your kid off at the curb and have a good time in D.C. So we'll be escorting scouts as we can there. So we'll arrive in D.C. We'll begin tours on Monday. We'll have tours on Tuesday. We potentially may even have additional tours on Wednesday, and then we will travel to Summit Betchel from there. On Wednesday through the following Friday, we will have the National Jamboree. So we'll be on site at the Jamboree, taking part in all the activities there. The last day of the Jamboree, we'll leave, drive to Charlotte, North Carolina, where we will spend the afternoon touring the NASCAR Hall of Fame and the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So pretty action-packed couple of weeks there. We're basically 14 days, so almost right at 2 weeks that there's not going to be any downtime. So it's going to be a good time. So anyway, Terry, I think you've got a short video or some slide for another one of our registered guests.
Sure, but if you don't mind, Paul, if you could back up, I wanted to make a couple more comments on
Sure.
on the fees and itinerary schedule. Obviously, some people see that fee and they say, my goodness, that's a large fee. I want to remind about a couple of things. Number one is obviously airfare is a huge part of this, and ground transportation is a huge part of this. If we get back to a previous sense of normal of fuel prices, we hope that we'll be able to reduce some of that if our airfare comes down and our ground transportation comes down. The other thing I wanted to mention is the Washington, D.C. part of this trip, which is going to be an amazing experience, especially for our scouts from Montana, that this may be the only time that they get that opportunity. It will be hotel lodging when we're doing those things. When we say meals, we're talking about great restaurants that we're going to. So it's not going to be camp meals when we're doing those things. So while the fee is a big commitment, we really believe that this is a worthwhile experience, and for a 14-day, as Andy said, a 14-day experience. So hopefully through your popcorn sales, through other fundraising efforts, there's opportunities for scholarships from the National Jamboree as well. We hope this is accessible to as many people as possible. So just wanted to add those on there if you didn't mind. So thank you. And then if you want to go on to the next slide. So we had another scout that we talked to about why he's hoping to go to Jamboree and what he's excited about. This is Zach, and I ran into him last week at NYLT and asked him some of the same things we asked Dylan. And I asked Zach, what are you looking forward to most about the Jamboree? He said he's super excited to meet scouts from around the country, to be able to do all the amazing activities that they have at the Jamboree. And he's really, really looking forward to that. He decided to sign up because he said ever since he first joined Scouts, he heard about the National Jamboree and all of the amazing things that happen there. Like Paul, he's a patch trader, so he's very excited about patch trading around the country. And again, just meeting new people from all over. Zach also mentioned to me specifically, he had heard about the zip lines, the climbing areas, the BMX and mountain biking. And those are some things he was excited about doing when he's out there. And he recommends that other scouts in Montana sign up so they get those opportunities to learn things, to meet new people from all over, and experience the great program at the Jamboree. So Zach's excited to go and hopes, like Dylan, that a lot of other scouts will join us as well. Oh, that's me. Okay. So I wanted to mention a couple other things. First off, one of the questions that I've had a little bit about from some people relates to travel and logistics. We want to set a clear expectation that our contingent is traveling, as Andy said, from Montana to the Jamboree and returning to Montana. That is with only a single exception, and that is we do have some scouts that are participating in the World Jamboree. Those scouts will be leaving from the National Jamboree to go to the World. However, the rest of the contingent, we do expect that everyone travels to and from with our contingent. Logistically, it's just a little bit much to have more than that going on. So we want to make sure that that's clear to all the participants, that everyone will travel to and from Montana as part of our contingent group there. We are excited about the Jamboree. I had the opportunity to go to the summit myself a handful of years ago. There is more to do there than scouts will be able to do. The number of opportunities, the vastness, the variety is incredible. As Paul said earlier, the size of the skate park, the climbing walls, the shooting sports experience, the zip lines, it is amazing. It truly is a mountaintop experience. It's truly what being a scout is all about, and the opportunity to meet those from all over the country, just as like been happening for about 85 or 90 years at past jamborees, is an amazing reason that we hope lots of folks decide to join us at the Jamboree in 2023. It is physically challenged. It is emotionally and mentally challenging. It's a long event. And scouts will grow. And I can tell you, I've never met a person who attended the Jamboree who regretted going. They love going. They talk about it to this day, whether it was in 1950 or 1980 or just a few years ago. So we know that our scouts will have an absolutely amazing experience at the Jamboree. So a couple of things information-wise. There is some web presence from the national organization, and you can find those on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You can also check out jamboree.scouting.org for some good informational pieces as well. And of course, the Montana Council website, we have our local Jamboree resources as well as our local registration to the Jamboree. And so please check out those resources for more information and other exciting videos, and as Andy has backgrounds for your computer and things like that as well. So on behalf of our Jamboree committee, thank you for your time tonight. We are going to stay and answer some questions. There is a chat feature, and if you have questions, you can type them into the chat feature. So we'll be able to answer that. So we'll pause for a couple minutes here and see if any questions pop up in the chat, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, you're welcome to leave whenever you'd like. Again, this video is going to be posted on the council website so that you can share it with others that you want to invite to the Jamboree as well, so that we can make sure that everyone's heard our message and is considering joining us in 2023. We have a question, JP's question is the cost the same for adult volunteers? So JP, yes, for our contingent troop leaders, which must be over 21, the cost is the same. That there's not a difference in cost charged by national, and obviously the travel costs and things are the same as well. So yes, the cost is the same for our contingent scoutmasters and assistant scoutmasters. Eric asked how many Montana Scouts are going to be able to go. Well, Eric, we think that we could take everybody who's interested in going. The one category of people that might be limited is adults, because obviously our adult leadership is a ratio based on how many scouts attend. So the more scouts attending, the more space there is for adults. But we expect that any scouts that want to attend are going to be able to attend in terms of the size of our group. Fabi said that the Jamboree is the 19th to 28th, but we don't leave till the 29th. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the 29th. We'll have to double check on that and see if that's the accurate thing, but I'm pretty sure it's the 29th. So we could double check on that and confirm what the dates are. And I think our website, if it isn't the 29th, our website would have the correct date, but we'll double check on that. Payment dates. Eric, if you go to the Montana BSA org and you find the Jamboree information, there's a schedule of the payment dates that are there. It's spread out over the period of time between now and next summer. So you don't need to do a lump sum payment. You can pay that over time. But the exact dates are there on the registration page. Bobby asked about the contingent being co-ed or separate. So each troop, female and male, are their own troop, and it's regardless of size. So I should give a little background that if you've attended previous Jamborees, there were really strict size numbers. It had to be a group of 8, or it had to be a group of 36, or whatever it is. They're providing a little bit more flexibility in some of those group sizes. While the number 8, I think, is a preferred number in terms of, or maybe it was 10. So we could have a smaller troop or a larger troop, but each gender will have their own troop. And they will, have a scoutmaster respectively for their troop, as well as an SPL respectively for their troop. So they will be 2 separate troops, but as a whole contingent, we're one Montana Council group. we'll give just another minute, see if anyone has any other questions. While we're waiting, contact information, have any questions, my contact information is on the website. And again, all the information on our Jamboree webpage in terms of itinerary, dates, fees, et cetera, is all there. And I don't see any other questions going in. So I think that's it. So again, thank you for your time. I'm going to hit the stop recording button. And we appreciate you spending time with us tonight, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And we all hope to see you at Jamboree 2023. Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.